So I'm on my way to Malaga Airport to get a 7 a.m. flight to Venice. We're in Venice, 260 kilometers from Milan, the home of the San Siro. And before we get to Milan, we're going to take a day trip to Bologna, which has a rich history in Italy regarding communism and socialism. And at this point, you may be wondering, why am I talking about communism and socialism if this vlog is meant to be about football? But that's the point. Politics and football, I feel, so intertwined together that it's quite hard to actually separate them on sporting levels when it comes to derbies. Like Boca Juniors River Plate, for example. River Plate is from Palermo, a rich upper class area in Buenos Aires, and Boca Juniors is from a poor working class neighborhood called La Boca, near the docks. And the history has gone, working class, upper class. If we look at Slavia Prague, Sparta Prague, we've got Slavia, was a club linked with the elite in society, and Sparta linked to the working class. There's also political and religious affiliations that are involved in football. We've got Beşiktaş from Turkey, Istanbul, they're motivated by left-wing ideology, Rayo Vallecano from the outskirts of Madrid in a working class neighborhood, Livorno in Italy as well. And then, for example, we've got Beta Jerusalem, Zenit St. Petersburg, to name a few that are linked with right-wing ideology and fan bases. And Lazio, for example, is another one linked with neo-Nazism. As we're in Italy, unfortunately enough, we got tickets to a game. We're going to be going to probably the biggest game in Italy if you're a football fan, and again motivated by politics. We're going to Inter Milan versus AC Milan. So on the 13th of December 1899, a certain Englishman called Mr. Alfred Edwards, he was the British Vice Consul for Milan, and he was quite well known amongst the Milan elitists in the Milanese society at the time. So him and a few other Italians, they created a football and a cricket club as mentioned, in 1899, which became AC Milan. And then in 1908, after disagreement within the club itself mainly actually about signing foreigners. There was a disagreement about how many foreigners they should sign or where they should sign the foreigners from. So it led a couple of people within the club to go to a restaurant one day in Milan, and after discussions decided to establish their own football team as a breakaway from this AC Milan team due to the dispute of signing foreigners. And the team was called?
Inter Milan?
Yes, Internazionale. So AC Milan, the Rossonieri, they would turn up to games via the trams called the tranvia, and also they were known in the Lombardy language as the Caschiavit, which is the Lombardy language for screwdriver, signifying factory workers, the blue-collar workers, the working class. So they turn up to games via the trams and representation of the working class. Inter Milan turn up to games in motorcycles, in their own personal transport, association of the affluent upper class in society. Whereas, however, today it's not as bad as it used to be. Football is more globalized and
Commercial.
Yeah.
Away from home, away from being alone. Run away from home, why don't you? 'Cause I did the same just for you.
Cappello!
So today we're in Bologna, home of the 1970 and 1974 Coppa Italia champions. The Coppa Italia is an annual knockout tournament in Italian football, similar to the FA Cup in England or Coppa del Rey. The semi-finals are played by each team home and away, similar to European competitions, with the winner on aggregate progressing through to the final. The Coppa Italia was founded 100 years ago in 1922, and between them, the most winners is Juventus, second Roma, but between the Milan clubs, as we're going to the semi-final tomorrow on Tuesday, it's actually Inter Milan that have the better record. So AC Milan have made more finals, 14 finals, but they've only won it 5 times. The last one being in 2003. And Inter Milan have made the final 13 times, winning it 7 times. The last final they won in 2011. The winner of the game on Tuesday will play either Juventus or Fiorentina in the final. So today we're in the coastal town of Genoa, southwest of Milan, Italy, and it's quite an important port. Throughout history, Italians have used the port of Genoa to immigrate to different parts of the world. So in the late 1800s, late 19th century, a group of Italian immigrants wanted to explore the New World. So in the port of Buenos Aires, these Italian immigrants came and they started to form their own football teams. You know, Italian immigrants formed one team, Spanish immigrants formed another, the French formed another, and these Italian immigrants, they went on to form a very, very popular football team today in the neighborhood of La Boca. Any clue what the football team would be? Boca Juniors. So Boca Juniors are nicknamed Los Genoeses. So as mentioned, these immigrants came to the New World, reinvented themselves, and eventually found their football teams, which as the years went by, football became more popular in Argentina, and these teams started to grow, which nowadays we have very big teams in Argentina, Buenos Aires, such as Boca Juniors as mentioned, River Plate, Independiente, and Racing. Now Racing, during the late 1990s, you know, as even today, they produce a lot of young players. So this young kid came through the youths of Racing, and he was doing particularly well. So as his career went by, he ended up actually playing for Genoa, and he played for, I believe, 2 seasons, and he wasn't doing so well. So Genoa thought, look, let's loan him out, get him some experience, and this kid went to Zaragoza in Spain. He did really well in Zaragoza, scoring loads of goals, and in the 07-08 season, Genoa brought him back, and he became their first team striker, scoring loads. So upon scoring many goals for Genoa, he's obviously going to catch attention, especially with the bigger teams in the league such as Juve, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Napoli. So it was actually Inter Milan who came in for the striker, and they bought him from Genoa. So he went from Genoa, where we are now, to Inter Milan. This striker went on to win the treble for Jose Mourinho, scoring 2 goals in the Champions League final versus Bayern Munich, the goal in the Coppa Italia final, and he went on to score 30 goals for Inter Milan in all competitions. Mr. Diego Milito. So we're in Milan, in the main city centre, the square right outside the Duomo, just having a coffee. So the derby Della Madonnina is the name given to the Inter Milan AC Milan derby, and you might be wondering why La Madonnina, what is the Madonnina? So the name of the derby is given to the main attraction of the city, which is the Duomo, and at the top, or the cathedral, the Milanese cathedral, and at the top of the cathedral is a statue dedicated to the Virgin Mary, which in Italian means Madonnina or Little Madonna, and that's where the name of the derby gets its name from, the derby of La Madonnina, of the Virgin Mary. as you can see just here, is a statue of the Virgin Mary. The top goal scorer in the derby Della Madonnina history is none other than Chelsea flop, AC Milan legend, Ukraine football legend, Andrei Shevchenko with 14 goals. So similar to London, that has different types of zones. The zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, like in circulars. Milan is the same, so the centre is zone 1, then zone 2, zone 3, but it's called M1, M2, M3 and so on. In 2015, Milan opened the new metro route in lilac colour. It was called M5. Now M5 now for the first time in 2015 meant that you could get a metro to the San Siro. However, traditionally before that, the only way to get to the San Siro by public transport was by the tram number 16. We're going to keep it traditional and we're going to make our way to the San Siro via tram 16 rather than the metro. So the San Siro, it was first decided to be built in 1925. AC Milan wanted a new stadium in 1925, and within 13 months, the San Siro was built. It was built because the then president of AC Milan, he really loved English stadiums, and he wanted it to be similar to English grounds, you know, four stands. There's many English grounds. Over the years, obviously, it has changed. It's gone under various renovations. In 1935, the city of Milan purchased the stadium and they bought it off AC Milan. So it became, I guess, a government-owned, state-owned building in a way. So then what happened? So and then in 1947, Inter Milan began to use the San Siro as a friendly ground, which eventually became the shared stadium. So since 1947, AC Milan and Inter Milan have shared the stadium, which then in 1980 was changed to Giuseppe Meazza Stadium. Giuseppe Meazza was an Italian footballer born in 1910 in Milan. He went on to win the 1934 and 1938 World Cup with Italy, and in 1934 won the Golden Ball Award, similar to the Ballon d'Or today. He was the first Italian footballer to be known outside of Italy and the first footballer to gain sponsorships, personal sponsorships, you know, like Nike, Adidas today. He's considered the greatest Italian footballer of all time, played 365 games for Inter Milan and scored a total of 242 goals. Surprisingly, the ticket price for the game only cost me 25 euros, which is like a steal for this fixture. I decided to sit in the middle so I could see the Tifos for both sides and see the fans on both sides. And however, the news today, I've seen that Inter Milan have prepared a 3-tier Tifo and the game is completely sold out, a new record in the Coppa Italia. First game between the sides finished 0-0, and Coppa Italia is sort of similar to the Champions League, how it used to be. Away goals do count. So Inter Milan are the home team today, AC Milan away. Inter need to win. Any draw or any score apart from a 0-0 sees them out. Okay, so I was nervous they weren't going to let me in because I don't have the booster. I only have a COVID certificate from a doctor because I caught COVID, so 6 months immunity. In the end, after approval from a doctor, before getting in the stadium, they've allowed me in. So, wow, here we go. The temple, the football cathedral that is the San Siro. The San Siro has a capacity of just over 80,000. So I believe it's 80,018, the capacity. Anyways, 80,000 people, insane. So it's not known for a football temple or cathedral for no reason. The San Siro has seen many great players and Milan teams throughout the years come here, especially the Milan from the late 1980s to early 2000s. Wow, what a team. I've obviously not won teams for 20 years, but the teams that came through that era, incredible. to Jose Mourinho's treble, to Marco van Basten, to the Maldini family since 1954. You've had Cesar Maldini, Paolo Maldini, and now Daniel Maldini. You've had 4 European Cup finals here, the UEFA Nations League final recently in 2021, I believe it was, 2020, and also you've had the semi-final of one of the World Cups, or I think it was 1934, 1938, Austria, Italy. Quite a long time ago, but it's seen many, many great people come on this pitch. So my score predictions, I'm going to go for 2-1 Inter Milan, and I've got a feeling Alexis Sanchez is going to have a say. El Chileo, El Niño Maravilla de Chile, El Weón. I'm going to go for 2-1 Inter Milan. And we're going to get to walk up the famous Inter Milan 3, AC Milan 0. Lautaro Martinez with 2 goals and Gosens with a 3rd. What a game. Buongiorno. I'm making my way now to the airport to leave Milan. But just some final remarks on yesterday. So I didn't really get to emphasize much on the game after, because funny enough, I don't really know the city of Milan well, and the public transport finishes at 12:30, and it's quite a big city, so I needed to make sure to get back in time without having to actually pay for a taxi and Uber. So yeah, I needed to leave quickly, find the metro, tram, etc. So the game finished 3-0, but atmosphere-wise, wow, that was beautiful. It was incredible atmosphere-wise. I believe it was everything a derby should be. Both Tifos, both sets of fans, flares, non-stop chanting. Great atmosphere, honestly. After 25 years, an absolute steal of an experience. Wow. Thank you very much, Milan. What a game. What an experience.